You are 20 minutes into a high-stakes project review. You have a solution that could bypass the current bottleneck, but you freeze. You stare at your notepad, weighing the risk of looking foolish. 10 minutes later, a colleague pitches your exact idea and gets all the credit. Organizations reward visible contribution. If you consistently remain a silent observer, senior leaders assume you lack the drive to shape the outcome, which stalls your career trajectory. If you find yourself freezing in these moments, you are not lacking intelligence. You are experiencing a physiological response. The fear of negative evaluation, combined with the intimidation of corporate hierarchy, triggers a freeze state in the brain. This line graph maps psychological safety against team performance and innovation. The metric tracks how secure team members feel expressing concerns without fear of embarrassment. Notice the sharp exponential curve. As psychological safety increases, team performance accelerates as friction disappears. Overcoming meeting anxiety is a mandatory requirement for navigating corporate structures. By bypassing your brain's threat response, you ensure your long-term survival and visibility within the organization. We start with Strategy 1, preparation. This acts as an algorithm to neutralize anxiety by removing the pressure of real-time improvisation. You shift from trying to think on the spot to delivering prepared, structured inputs. The process is straightforward. Before the calendar invite triggers, review the agenda objectives, anticipate the likely pushback, and write down concise talking points. This matrix plots resistance level against perceived confidence. Strategy 2 relies on the optimal quadrant, agreement plus addition. Opening with a phrase like, "Building on what was mentioned earlier," seamlessly inserts your perspective. You validate the speaker while introducing insight, keeping resistance low. If you want to keep accelerating your corporate growth with communication frameworks like these, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Preloading agreement bypasses the room's psychological defenses. It makes senior leaders receptive to the core of your idea, avoiding any initial friction with your delivery. Moving from how to speak to what to say brings us to Strategy 3, relying on data and evidence. Subjective opinions invite debate and friction. Objective data ends the debate entirely. This communication pyramid illustrates how inputs are weighed. The wide base consists of subjective opinions, while the narrow peak represents hard data. Injecting a single piece of evidence from that peak, like an 18% improvement metric, instantly shifts your perceived status to an expert. Strategy 4 scales this approach through consistent practice. Confidence is simply a byproduct of repetition. You build it by starting with small, clarifying questions and iterating until you are comfortable delivering high-level strategic recommendations. Objective data neutralizes corporate rank. Speaking in metrics anchors the entire discussion in reality. For senior professionals, executive presence evolves. At the leadership level, influence flows from the quality of the outcomes you facilitate. Modern leadership requires focusing the room on strategic outcomes. It means asking thought-provoking questions and explicitly carving out space to encourage the quieter voices to share their expertise. To get there, you must avoid 6 common traps: waiting for the perfect moment, over-explaining simple concepts, showing up without preparation, taking professional disagreement personally, relying on filler words, and defaulting to total silence. This 5-step framework can be deployed immediately. Acknowledge the discussion, state your point clearly, and support it with hard data. Finally, suggest an action and invite feedback. This creates a continuous, collaborative loop, keeping the conversation moving forward. Executive influence grows when you confidently architect the conversation, draw out data, and turn the fear of judgment into a tool for career elevation.